Joey.
Let's go.
What's up, guys? Teddy Cornwell here. Welcome to the Underdog Talk. Something about the underdog. Today we have an absolute beast on the Underdog Talk.
What's up, baby?
Hey,
Yo.
Joey, don't get too excited. We still got to give you an introduction, brother.
Man, I'm ready, though. I'm ready.
Hell yes. Today's guest is a fitness influencer who impacts those who are motivated by God, glory, and the gym. This gentleman turned his life around and vowed to motivate and inspire others. This man has a Stax army at the ready. And finally, a man who once said, if you have nothing to fight for, you have nothing to live for. I am proud and honored to present the one, the only Mr. Joey Stax. What is up, big fella?
What's up, baby?
Hey,
There it is.
Classic. What's up, baby?
Let's go, big dog. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm living, man. And like you said, I'm here. I'm with a legend. I'm doing well. Now, Joey, real quick before we even get into this interview, I saw you at the American Fitness Expo. How was that?
It was good, man. Honestly, I had a big crowd. I just didn't make it on the inside. You know what I mean? They actually banned me from the expo.
Really?
Yeah, they banned me from the expo. So what I did was, since I had a bunch of, loyal fans that came, I actually posted up with the whole Stax army out front, met everybody out front. I sat there for about 4 or 5 hours, just to meet the fans who came down. Bro, they came from all over Louisiana, Florida, Alabama. Some guy told me he drove 14 hours to come see me, and it was amazing, man. I had a great turnout for honestly not even being allowed to walk into the doors. I had a great turnout. I'm about to post the actual first day of the expo. I didn't stick around for the second day because if I wasn't going to be allowed to go in the door, it was, watch the other video if they need to know that.
Hey, you are a man of the people, Joey Stax. That is nothing that will ever be challenged. Now, Joey, I want to get into this interview, and I really want to take it back from the beginning. Your story is built on kind of the foundation of struggle, coming from a rough background. Your influences were far from good. Would you mind talking a little bit more about, your upbringing? And then, Joey, would you mind talking about how you kind of changed your life around and found that positive mindset and found God and all that?
Yeah, start from the beginning, you said, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, honestly, just growing up, I want to say it was in the beginning, middle class family. You know what I mean? We weren't like too much struggling in the beginning, but then life hits and stuff happens, and my parents got addicted to drugs, man, and it got real rough for me around 5, 6 years old. Moving a bunch, and I have older brothers and a younger sister. And, honestly, just moving house. I moved like 20 something times before I was like 15, 16 years old. 23 times. I think I was just talking to my video guy. He's right here too, just the other day, in just a general area too. You know what I mean? It wasn't like different city, it was like 15 minutes outside of town, right on the other side of town. It was just, constant struggle for my parents to, make ends meet, and on and off. It was just real bad. And so I ended up going to prison at a very young age, man. I was a juvenile delinquent. I was getting in trouble, doing what all kids do when they have no, real solid support at home and nobody to kind of like guide them. You know what I mean? I just had no one. I had older brothers, and they were confused as well. You know what I mean? And we just raised hell, man, all the way up to the point where, drugs. I messed around with, drugs at a young age, and ended up starting to, sell drugs, man, at a very young age. And that's what I ended up getting in trouble for, was drugs. And 17 years old, I got charged, facing 40 years, man. 40 years. The bond to get me out was more than what my whole parents' house and everything like we owned. And that 10%. You know what I mean? Like we didn't even have 30 grand or nothing. It was we were poor. And yeah, man. So it was fight or flight. I got to get a court-appointed attorney, and I ended up going to prison for 3 years at 17 years old. And to be honest with you, man, that's where I kind of became a man. 17 years old, I was a punk ass kid. I don't know if I can cuss on here.
You can.
Yeah. So I was a kid, man, and I ended up, man, it was hard, man. Going in there, not knowing anyone, I wasn't down with no gang at the time. This is when I was about to be down with the gang and didn't even know I was going to be down with the gang. And yeah, man, just ended up going to prison. I had to go through the whole thing, the whole. You go there, you get your number, your diagnostics. I mean, man, I was scared as hell when I went into prison. Teddy, you won't believe me, bro. I was 5'1" and I weighed 110 pounds.
God damn,
Bro, I was small as hell. I was like probably 6 inches shorter than I am now, and about 80 pounds less muscle, 90 pounds less. It was insane. So
what did that prison food? What was the prison food like? I mean, what were they feeding you to become a beast? Now, come on,
well, I
Joey.
mean, honestly, man, just dedication, bro. I was in there, I was a small guy. And I knew, prison. Well, I've seen some movies and I was thinking way worse. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, the second I went into county jail, knowing I was going to prison, I started working out. And I didn't even know about bodybuilding. I knew a little bit about lifting weights because of stuff I've seen. You know what I mean? To me, it was all push ups, squat thrusts, pull ups, dips, basic calisthenic workouts. You know what I mean? And, yeah, man, I built the consistency in the penitentiary. I'm not gonna lie, it was an everyday thing for me. I fell in love with it because of the growth I got from it, the discipline, and fast forward through prison the first time, and then I get out, and my mind wasn't even right still. It wasn't like I went to prison and it reformed me. I got out. I was in my early 20s, 21. I was 17 to 20, almost 21, about 3 years. And yeah, man, I thought I was even tougher. You know what I mean? I had been to prison, I had joined a gang, and now I'm gonna, be this, on the streets guy. And yeah, that didn't last long. And I ended up learning my lesson real quick, man. I got jammed up in Austin, Texas, and yeah, I went back for another 3 years, man. And yeah, another 3 years on a new sentence, a 6-year sentence. I did 3 on that. And I didn't really listen too well, man. When I was in there, I'll tell you, I was what you would call G5. So G5 is like maximum, like a little bit higher than medium, segregated, because I was just a rascal, man. I wasn't, thinking, I didn't really have anything to parole out to. When I came out, my parents were both abusing drugs. Guess what? At this point, now my sister was abusing drugs. My brothers was in the feds. I had one good brother that was he changed his life, man. And, he wanted the best for me. Chris, my brother Chris, great guy. He's the one who eventually, when I came out of, prison or whatever, he got me into, we called it the diet, because we didn't know anything about, like as far as eating wise, working out wise. I knew push-ups, and he was in track. He was an athlete in high school, but we weren't really into the bodybuilding thing. But I was in my early 20s, the first time out of prison. And he was like 20, what was I? I was about 22, 23, yeah. And he was about 25, 26. He introduced me into this chicken, rice, greens every 2 to 3 hours, substituted with a shake, like something I've never done before. And I'm trying to change my life at this point because I'm hoping that I learned my lesson after the first run. You know what I mean? Well, I did the diet for a little while, and it was cool, man. I started putting on some good size. I went all the way up to, my natural weight without training and stuff is probably be somewhere around 160. 155, 160. And then obviously I do TRT through one of my sponsors. And yeah, man. So I wasn't doing anything at this time. This was just strictly the diet. I was still natty. You know what I mean? I've never really messed with anything at this point. I guess I wouldn't say never when I was a kid, but I didn't know what I was doing. So at this point, I wasn't running anything, just doing the diet and training every day. And I mean, now I started learning about bodybuilding. I started learning about, training. At this point, I would call it more power building that I've seen what Michael Hearn and them do, and all these other big name guys. Uh, but yeah, man, he just got me into it. I fell in love with it. Kept doing it for a good year, man. And like I said, after about a year out, I made some mistakes and ended up going back in, like I said, for the 3 years. But now I know diet. I know about health. I know about more workouts and stuff, mind to muscle connection. So now I went back to prison, 24 years old, 23 years old, and used what I knew from the streets to get tuna packs and protein powders, and would you only eat the rice, not so much the noodles, and I put together. So I started gaining some good size even while I was locked up, because I knew when I got out I was going to stick with it, because this was something, the passion that I fell in love with. You know what I mean? Because again, it calmed my nerves. I got real high anxiety. I got guys in the military got PTSD from the military. I got PTSD from prison. You know what I mean? Like being segged up, being in riots. You know what I mean? It's not all like, it gets rough in there sometimes. You know what I mean? Even if you don't want it to get rough, it doesn't matter. It's like the color of your skin says you have to get rough. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is in there. But I get out now. I feel like I'm trying to stay out. You know what I mean? I don't want to get in trouble at this point. I'm 26 years old, about to be 27, and I done been spent almost 8 to 10 years of my life incarcerated. You know what I mean? From 17 all the way almost to 27, and yeah, man. So I now start, getting out of prison, staying out of trouble, going to Planet Fitness. Let's go. That's where everybody starts. You know what I mean? Until they start hitting that lunk alert on me, bro. Then I left. But yeah, man, I stuck with it. I had a lot of guys, want to join me. You know what I mean? They were motivated. They were inspired, because of all this. This was before I even had an Instagram. I didn't even know what Instagram was yet, man. I didn't even know what. I was still on MySpace, I think. Yeah, MySpace, bro. And
Wow.
so I start working out. And of course, now I know about diet. Now I know about, mind to muscle connection. I got some good aesthetics about me from all the calisthenic workouts and stuff in there. And I start doing what I do best, man. And that's working my ass off on a normal 9 to 5 for my dad. He had a fence company. And boom, going to the gym every fucking day, bro. 100-degree heat. 105-degree heat. We're talking 8, 10 hours a day. Your boy Stax is still in. I'm burnt like a fucking tomato, and I'm in the gym, dog. Because that was something I had instilled in me. It had to be done every day. That was my depending on what time I got off work, I get home anywhere between 8 to 9 o'clock. So if it'd always be an hour and a half, 2 hour workout. You know what I mean? And I basically worked to pay bills, get supplements, and just, here and there, I would just get a little bit of extra money. I was only making $500 a week. So at this point, working for my dad, and it just came to hey, just to be 100% real, we're going to go deep into it. I got someone pregnant, you know what I mean? And I'm about to have a kid, and I've only been out of prison for like 3 months. You know what I mean? And, so shit got real quick. You know what I mean? And this is the best part about the story. You know what I mean? Because this is not, this is where the whole story begins with Joey Stax. You know what I mean? Because now it's not just about me. For me, you know what I mean? I'm a very family oriented man. Even though my family's fucked up, I'm so family oriented, bro. I love my family. You know what I mean? I love my kids. I'm a my kids I hold up to the highest of high because I got to be a certain type of man for my kids so that way they know because my dad wasn't for me, if that makes sense. So now I know what kind of man I need to be because he really wasn't for me. So now, man, I'm telling you, man, it was a blessing, man, because God blessing me with my son. Something just woke me up, man. And I remember, telling myself, like, man, I can't wait for my son. And at this point, I had not shit going for me. You know what I mean? I just found out it was a boy. So I'm like working still because I knew I was going to have a kid. So I knew I had to work still 9 to 5, going to the gym. Then I find out it's a boy, man. It's going to be a junior. That's my first boy. Like, you know, man, I can't wait for my son to be just like his dad. His dad's my mind, I couldn't really think what I was. I was still kind of, drinking. I smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. You know what I mean? And I trained, but I mean, I wasn't really getting the results I really needed because I look at what the poison I was putting in my body. And yeah, man. So something just woke me up, man. And that's why I tell people it couldn't have been anything but God. You know what I mean? Because from the man that I was at that point, I was still thinking I was, in the gang that I was in, I was still down with these fools. And I'm like, no one disrespects me. You know what I mean? And I had this mentality that was like childish as hell, man. Something that we all grow over, hopefully. Mine took all the way till I was a father. You know what I mean? And then I realized I couldn't act like that no more because I don't want my son to act like that. And if he sees his dad doing it, he's going to be just like his dad because I wanted to be just like my dad. And my dad was, wait, I'm just like my dad. You know what I mean? I'm this, at this point in my life, man, I was a bad person, man. I had done a bunch of bad stuff. I was in, like I said, gangs, and I was in shootings and stabbings, and I've been stabbed myself. You know what I mean? I've been shot myself. I've had my head cracked open. You know what I mean? I've been left for dead. I've had a really, really tough life, man. I've even OD'd before, man. So, and that's something I've never shared with anybody. As far as on social media, the OD part when I was younger, man. And I didn't want none of that for my son. I had this flash of just everything I've been through, the prisons I've been through, the hell I've been through, what most people can never even imagine. You only see parts of it on TV. Imagine living a full fucking 15 months in a segregated cell. You know what I mean? With no one but a therapist to talk to. Like, it just gets rough, bro. And so next thing you know, I got a reason. And that's my son. No matter what his mom wants to do, because his mom was super young, bro. Stax gets out of prison. I want me a pretty young one. You know what I mean? So I met me as one of my younger brother's friends, and we just hit it off, and we were having some drinks. And again, it was never planned, bro. But now I'm a dad, and I got to step up to the plate. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to do my blood. You know how eventually my dad ended up doing. And, I love my pops. I couldn't give you a reason why, but he's my pops. So, I love him. People make bad choices. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man. So having my little boy changed my life, man. And every day I went to work, I had that more drive. Nothing could fucking stop me. Nothing could slow me down. I got to get this money. And at the end of that, boom, I got to go get this workout because I got to look good. Because at this point, someone told me about Instagram. And they were like, man, you ain't never heard about Instagram? And I'm like, what's that? They're like, man, you post pictures of yourself and other people can sponsor you. And then you can get supplements for free. And bro, that's where my mind was going. Not to a $250,000 to $300,000 a year network, but supplements. I'm going to get free vitamins, free this. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, man.
So I just start, doing my thing, man. I ended up working my ass off in my construction business. At this time, me and my dad had a father-son clash. You know what I mean? So I was no longer working for him. So in between, with my baby's mom being pregnant, I ended up living in a meth house, man. Because I got thrown out of my dad's garage, where I paroled to. And that's where I had to go because we got into an argument. So I ended up, bro, I had plastic drawers from Walmart with my clothes in them, and I hung my stuff up on in my sister's garage. There's a number of dope fiends in this house, and I lived in the garage. No AC, no nothing. I had a futon, I had plastic drawers, and I had hangers hanging up on the garage things when you would like open the garage, the little wheels. But yeah, I had to get out of there, man. And I had a little bit of money. I ended up going to Office Depot and getting business cards made to start my own construction company. You know, I knew how to do fencing and decks and arbors and a little bit of everything growing up, and I've been doing it a while now. So I went out on a limb, man, and I started my own business. And now it's been 11 years. And yeah, bro, it's a blessing, man. God's kept me busy. He's overwhelmed me with work, so much work that I, can't even can do it all. You know what I mean? Just overwhelmed with work. Thank you, Jesus. But again, now $50, I invest my last little bit of money I have into these cards. All I got to do is go out and sell. You know what I mean? So what do? I drive around in my Honda. It's actually my girlfriend's Honda at the time. No truck, bro. I'm running a construction business out of a Honda. You know what I'm saying? Driving house. I see a fence down. I go and knock on the door. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, my name is Joe. I run this fence company. Here's my card. I could repair that for you or replace for this much. Boom. I do about, X amount of houses. And then next thing you know, it would I get a job, and the jobs weren't 500 a week. The jobs were like 400 a job, and the material was like 100. So now I'm the boss, so I get to keep most of the money. You know what I mean? Now I have more incentive because I'm making what? More money. You know what I mean? So more money gives you more incentive to keep working. And again, that's how I pretty much started up all my brand. You know what I mean? I just use my hard-earned money from working my ass off every day. And I tell people in my YouTube, I probably work harder than you do. You know what I mean? And you don't realize it because you just see me post pictures next to cars and in California or, Florida. I don't post me sitting there with concrete all over me and covered. I guess on YouTube I do sometimes, but the fact is that, I kept working and working and working towards this, my business / anything extra I had for me to grow my brand, right? So now I have my son, I'm a single father, and I'm growing my Instagram brand. So now I wake up every day, I go to my 9 to 5, and really it's 7 to 7 is what I like to call it. 7 to 7. So 7 to 7, wake up at 7, get my crew going, boom. We get done at home, ready to go to the gym by 7, get to the gym by 7, and then boom, you work out till about 9 when the daycare, and that was my consistent thing. And I had an Instagram going at the time. With the Instagram going, I started to kind of pick people's brains I knew them that were influencers in the local area. And they would tell me, man, you got to get better quality. This is before iPhones came out with the 10,000X. You know what I mean? They're like, you got to get better quality this and better quality pics if you want to hit the algorithm and this and that. So I end up, like I said, I work my ass off, man. I end up investing in myself and buying a $1,500 camera from Sony. And it came with multiple lenses. I had to buy also I think a 50 millimeter for good pictures. So that was like $500. And again, I'm not making that much money at this time, but I'm investing in myself because I'm not going to give up. And the only way I can fail is if I stop, but no one's going to make me stop no matter how many people are like, what? You're doing what? You have people following you around with the camera and you're paying them to film you for what? And I'm like, because, man, I'm going to get sponsored. I'm going to get these companies. They're going to pay me money once I have a network to promote their stuff. And people looked at me like I was crazy, bro. They didn't believe anything of what I was doing. This is in 2014. And I didn't really even know how to start up being an influencer. I was just like, I'm going to go to the mall, so you just follow me and take pictures of me. And I'll just buy some shit and I'll drive up and you just whatever. I'm just freestyling. I don't know what to do. I'm not really a computer literate guy at this time either. I don't really know how to work all this stuff. But I'm learning. I'm teaching myself at the same time, working a 9 to 5, taking care of my son, going to the gym every day, still having to, and dedicate time into this. And that's when I started meeting. I met a couple big name influencers, man, and I don't want to say their name because we ended up having a falling out. But yeah, we ended up going to expos together. He was like, "Man, I'm sponsored by this company." It was a huge company, and he was a great guy until drugs got a hold of him, man. Oh, and I mean, I hate to say that's happening to a lot of people these days. You know what I mean? And it's this guy was a big name. He was a good friend of mine. The guys we were rolling, the guys we were rolling hard to the expos, just the bros. You know what I mean? And I had to work my 9 to 5, find a babysitter for my son, still be going to the gym, use all my money I could to pay all my bills. Bills had to be paid, had to have groceries in the fridge. But then any extra money I had would be a hotel, an expo ticket, and some type of whatever I needed to go, brand new shoes, a brand new outfit to walk around the expo to look fresh, because that's how I ended up getting sponsored, man. I made myself relevant. And of course, all glory to God, because God is the one that gave me the strength to wake up every day. I mean, man, when I think about how long I've been doing this and how draining this is and how many people around me have quit. Everyone's quit. You see this guy? There's no one there. You know what I mean? There's no one here either. Everyone's quit. Everyone I started from the industry has quit. They're working, and again, I'm not knocking them, right? I'm not saying anything bad, but Stax don't quit. If I put my name, if I say something, if I speak into existence, I will not let myself quit. You know what I mean? I even went from bodybuilding 30 pounds, 230 pounds, 8% body fat in January. I cut all that muscle and all that size to do boxing. And I've been doing boxing for 7, 8 months. And I mean, I'm not training to be Mike Tyson. I do it when I can. You know what I mean? I make it a part of my lifestyle. I don't stress myself out about it. You know what I mean? But I'm 200 pounds right now, man. Yeah, and I stayed aesthetic the whole time, right? I put a little bit more work forward, a little bit more boxing instead of weightlifting. And yeah, when I put my mind towards something, I said, I'm going to build this fucking brand, Joey Stax. I'm going to inspire people by my story because I've been through a lot. And I think people can relate to somebody like me. And I just kept doing that. And everyone was like, no, I don't see this happening. You're not gonna become And at this time, guess what it was called? Instant fame, insta famous. And you were an Instagram model. Now we're influencers. Back then, I was an Instagram model, or whatever the fuck. But I did the bodybuilding thing. I did a couple shows. I did the Texas Shredder. It just wasn't for me. A lot of the shit I learned was from Rich Piana, bro. Rich Piana taught me, fuck that. Go get the money, bro. Make yourself a brand. All these people who do bodybuilding, they chase what I already have. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but they chase for the sponsors. They chase for the following. They chase for but see, Stax got away with words to where, I can tell my story and inspire people without jumping on stage and having to cut down and do different things. I feel like that's a different thing, an advantage I have. You know what I mean? I've always been a people person. I've always been the star of the show growing up as a kid, and then even like, getting older, I might even have been like the most scariest guy around, but I wanted that attention. You know what I mean? I was the little Joe Pesci guy that everybody was terrified of because I had a weapon. I had we don't want to talk about that right now though. But yeah, man, just working my 9 to 5, kept growing and doing it and going to expos and meeting new influencers. And again, once you meet these people, you also have to do your job still because everyone you meet in this industry is not genuine too, and it's sad, but not everybody feels the same way about you. Like, hey, who cares about clout? And who cares about giving someone a repost? Or who cares if he has 6,000 or 600 or 600,000? It's like, just it's all about love, man. It's all about growing together. No one is going to take anything from me if I help you. And that's the way I feel about it, man, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that people have taken it up to this level in social media. I'm not following him because he's not following me back. You know what I mean? I don't like that about social media. When I started my huge following, my first 200 came because people always wanted to follow. They were always motivated. This stopped at like 2019, 2018 and 19. People were like, nope, got to have low followers. You can't be following. I mean, can't be following a lot of people, and you got to be following a. I follow people I'm inspired by, people I've worked with, and people, interesting people that are going to interest in me. You know what I mean? I'd love to follow everyone back, but at the same time, then I cloud up my page with unnecessary stuff. Like again, I'm not against people with cell phone pics, but I feel like if you really, really, are going to put some stuff on your page, put something that's good quality. You know what I mean? Something that's going to be inspiring, right? Something that's gonna help people. Man, this guy's out here. He's working hard. I need to get there working hard. I need to, push myself more. If you're overwhelming your content with a bunch of the same stuff, you're gonna get an unfollow from Stacks. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking to see stuff that's inspiring, stuff that's motivating, not same t-shirt into the mirror gym pics off. You know what I mean? I'm in my underwear flexing the quad pics. You know what I mean? I'm all about like again getting money, working hard, and again my family, my kids. You know what I mean? This is who I have to do this for. My parents did not leave me with no trust fund. I already see myself taking care of my parents in the near future. Which there's nothing wrong with that. God's gonna bless me. He tells me what I need to do when I need to do it, no matter what. I don't ever try to press anything. I don't stress anything. I just day by day, my man. If I wake up tomorrow and I don't have employees, guess who's going to go out in that sun? I'm gonna go out there, big dog, and honestly, I love when people tell me, man, seeing you work all day and still go to the gym makes me just know that I'm just being lazy and I need to go to the gym. And I mean, that's what it's all about, bro. And if they tag me in it, I repost that shit because I love that shit. I love when someone was just about to be lazy and they're like, damn, Stax is fucking going to the gym and he works in the 100 degrees. I gotta fuck, no excuses, no breaks. You know what I mean? It's what it's about. Like, no one's gonna write your destiny for you. You gotta write your own shit, and like I said, I made myself relevant to blow my own name up. I put in $150,000 of my own money in the last, and again, that might even be a low number. I'm more of I'd rather not lie to you and shoot too high, but I'm talking like, we're talking what is it, 2012? Yeah, so 8 years, man, of just expos, my own money. And again, some are sponsors and stuff like that. And I'm not, but a lot of the time, man, I'm spending my own money, and that's just because I want to be there, first of all, for my fans, because that's how you're supposed to represent yourself. They go to the expos to meet the people they're inspired by. And if you're not there and they wanted to meet you and you couldn't go, and you said you were going and you couldn't show up, man, they come from all around the nation. Sometimes like Olympia, man, we got people that come in from like I've had guys from New Zealand come in to Olympia. Yeah, I mean UK all day. Like man, all over the world goes to Olympia because Olympia is one of the biggest. The Arnold, haven't really been to an Arnold, man. Just it's always so damn cold, and I always second guess it when they, you know what I mean. Yeah. But I've been to tons of Europas and Olympias and all the different Ronnie Colemans and Branch Warrens and you know what I mean. Even the Johnny O. Jackson and all these different shows with the big names, Dallas Expos and Florida Expos, and I love to be there and inspire the people, man. That's my main thing, and all I do is film my day in the life. That's why it's called the day in the life of Joey Stax, man. Because it's like this is no bullshit, no gimmicks. I don't just do this for the camera. Literally, there's guys that see me off of the camera at Lowe's or Home Depot, and they're like, Stax, that's you? It's Stretch. They see my boy Stretch that's always working with me. And they'll be like, man, you ain't got no cameraman? And I'm like, nah, bro, we're out here working. They're like, you really doing it? We're grabbing 4x4s, throwing concrete. Because I mean, sometimes not everybody shows up like you do. And that's facts, man. You know, I have a guy work for me 2 weeks, and then one day he's just like, it's hot today. I don't want to come. And I'm like, well, that means you're fired, buddy. Like, but guess who has to go out and do it still? You know what I mean? That's right, man. I go out there, no excuses, no breaks. No one's going to give it to you. You know what I mean? And that's basically from the beginning to end, my man. And that's where we're at now. YouTube's blowing up because of a lot of good reasons. And
Wow.
just try to keep the positive message. Even though negative things happen, you got to still keep a positive message, man. Negative happens.
And wow, Joey, I sat back and I listened to everything you said. And I mean, first of all, shout out Chris, truly such a good person, such a good brother to kind of be with you when you most needed it. So shout out Chris. And, I'm so proud and, such an honor to talk with you about, how you really did change your life. There was no bullshit in this. You changed your life for the better. And I mean, your son is going to grow up, have an amazing father, because you truly are such an inspiration for him, like you wanted to be. You will be his hero, Stax. And I mean, the amount of people chiming in the live chats just saying how you've changed their life. I mean, this guy Adrian Garza, hell yes, Stax.
Honestly, I can't see any of this.
I normally don't look at it, but the amount of support from you was so. I'll put in one just because I gotta. Hell yes, Stax. You've helped me get through my workouts, even with this is the part my torn ACL and meniscus.
Hey, yeah, Adrian, man. I was talking with him earlier today. And I try to communicate with all my fans, and that's another thing I love, is that they always remind me, man, you actually answer us back?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody answers you back? And they're like, well, man, no, not. I'm like, I take time out of my day, and my video guy can vouch, man. Like, I'll do equal amounts of time, man, because I give each and every day an hour, 2 hours, just answering fans back and forth, if not more. Before I'll stay up sometimes, like recently, I've been staying up late night, you know what I mean? Till 12, 1 a.m. Just laying there, bro. Like my arms will go numb answering people. But I just want to let them know that, I'm for real. And if they want to get a hold of me about something, they could ask. They could, message me. I'll try my very best. I'll eventually get to you. I got guys that were back in, I don't even know, February and March that I was answering. You know what I mean? And they're like, man, you finally answered me, but you answered. And I'm like, I told everybody I will get to you. Nah. But yeah, man, I just, that's what it's about, man. I mean, honestly, to help the other people out. Obviously, they watch my stuff. That helps me out, helps the brand grow. And I just want to give them more, more of Joey Stax hard work. You know what I mean? Because guys out there, they see that work ethic and they're like, shit, I work inside, bro. So what's your excuse?
Exactly. And I'm going to say it. I've had some top tier guests in the industry, some of the best of all time. And I've never seen someone with such a passion, such a work ethic, and someone so hungry to be successful. And I mean, you have fought to make your life your own journey, make your life your own journey, Joey. And I mean, you always preach nobody can tell you who you are, but that doesn't mean you deserve to be who you want to be. And that quote is so humbling yet inspiring at the same time. I love what you do. You truly are a man of the people. Now, something you also say is you say lions travel in packs, but gorillas mob is an army. Now, speaking of army, you have an army, the Stax army.
Let's go.
Be the strongest army out there. I mean, how did you come up with Stax army? And then why decide to create, also an apparel line?
To me, so Stax isn't my last name. Everybody gets it mistaken as Stax. So Stax was actually a nickname, and it became my name actually in prison in the yard because I was the smallest dude and I lifted up the whole stack. So like, damn, he lifted up the whole stack. Yeah, it was like it was a universal stack, but it was like 460. So it's probably really only somewhere around like 280 or something like that, universal weight. I mean, it was beat up though, man. It was those cables, it made it so hard to press this thing. But hey man, I was a little fucking tank, man. I was what you call prison build though. Now I got bigger legs, bigger calves, bigger lower body. But in prison, I was like just all upper body, you know what I mean? All upper body. And so I would hit the stack or whatever. So they ended up calling me Stax. Well, I got out, I kept the name Stax, and honestly, I wanted to build an army of people that, blue collar, bro. I'm a blue collar dude. You know what I mean? And the Stax Army is an army of blue collar, hardworking people who, I mean, you better believe in Jesus. You know what I mean? But, it's just, to me, I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have God guide me and give me my babies and my kids and my everything, to be honest with you. And Stacks Army is about stacking money, stacking your assets, stacking companies, you know what I mean? Stacking that wisdom. And of course, it's about everything, man. It's a life in a whole, and there's an army of us, and all of us believe in the same thing, and we're all hard workers. Nobody's better than anybody. You know what I mean? We're all equal. It doesn't matter if you just started with Stacks Army and you want to start working out every day now for the rest of your life, and you just started. And then here I am, 21 years. We're equal. You know what I'm saying? To me, we're equal. We're on the same level. I want you to ask me. I want to help you. I'll take the time out of my day to meet. I meet people in this city all the time at the store to get supplements. I say, look, man, I'm going to meet you there so you don't buy stuff you don't need. So I take time out of my day to meet my fans, and they'll DM me, all kinds of people from San Antonio. I'll take a picture with them. It'll be on a random day, and I'll be like, you know what? I can be there by 1 o'clock. I'll be talking to them on Instagram. I'll show up over there. I'll take 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever it takes to get them their vitamins, their BCAAs, their proteins, and I won't let the people in the store, like, I got some good guys now at the store that help out my people, but I like to be there with them and give them that little bit of time to show them that, look, if Stax is coming over here to take the time to show you, this must be real. He must really want to help you. You know what I mean? And it's been working, man. I've been helping out a lot of people over the years, and God continues to bless me, and I don't try to rush it. I don't try to go, do anything that I know I can't handle. You know what I mean? I help out as many people as I can with my network growing. It's more and more people, which I love to death, man. I see people and they're just so inspired, man. They're shaking. You know what I mean? And that makes me like, man, I'm out here making people feel like this. They're that nervous around me. And then of course I try to keep it cool like Stax always does. And hey, man, chill out, man. Calm them down, make them feel comfortable. I don't like to rush my fans. I like to speak with them, even in public. Sometimes I got my family there with me, bro, and they're standing there for 10 minutes with me while I'm still talking to a fan, and just kind of just giving them that time they deserve. You know what I mean?
Wow. And I mean, the Stacks Army is truly something else. I mean, the outpouring support from this army, from what they believe and from what you stand for, is truly something else like I have never seen before in this fitness industry. And I don't say that lightly. So Joey, you are taking this game over now. Joey, it has been such an honor and privilege. But I want to end this interview with asking, what is your biggest tip for someone looking to start their fitness journey like you once were?
I mean, the biggest tip to start their fitness journey now, are we talking about like growing their social media?
We're talking about starting that fitness journey like you did so many years ago, going into that gym for the first time. What is your advice?
The biggest thing that you can do, man, is just be consistent.
Yep.
I mean, and I'm not even trying to sound corny, man, because a buddy of mine, he just talked to me the other day. He goes, Joey, man, one thing about you, man, you're not rich, because I'm not rich by any means. I'm working for it, but I'm not rich. And he's like, man, you're not rich. You don't have all this, you don't even have people investing into you to help you grow your brand. You're working hard to do it. one thing about you, everyone falls off. And I said this earlier, right? Even the guy talking to me, telling me this, he admits that he fell off multiple times since I've known him 6 years or more. He's fallen off 10 times. He stayed out the gym 2 months, 3 months, blamed it on work. He did this, he did that, she did this, she did that. I don't do that. I just go. It was just my life. It's like, man, even on the good days, even on the bad days, I would just go to the gym. Some days I would go to the gym and I'd have throbbing migraines. And I wouldn't know why. Maybe dehydration, maybe this, maybe too much caffeine, maybe, we could go on and on with the ideas of what it could have been. But I would still get that workout in, man. And if you're really, 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 really serious about it, you got to break down the muscle. You got to break down the muscle. To break down the muscle, you got to go to the gym. You know what I mean? Now, you can feed yourself a bunch of crap too, right? You can feed yourself crap at McDonald's and all that, whatever. But you're going to get McDonald's results. You're going to get crap results. You know what I mean? That's the results you'll get. You'll break down a muscle and you'll feed it with this crap. And your muscles are going to look like crap. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. But if you dedicate yourself and you actually feed yourself good quality food, we're not talking about, go to churches and say you ate chicken. You know what I mean? We're not saying that. We're saying good chicken breasts, portion size, don't overeat, don't stuff yourself, but at the same time, feed your muscles exactly what they need. And that's where I really grew. So if you're serious about a fitness journey and you really, 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 really are dedicated to this thing, you got to eat good. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I don't eat much vegetables, but I definitely eat carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and then I follow it through with some ground turkey, ground beef, some chicken, some fish, even sometimes, not a lot. But yeah, man, start your fitness journey. The best thing I can say is be consistent, man. Be consistent. Work your ass off because nobody's going to work your ass off for you, and nobody's going to go to work for you, and no one's really going to care about anything that you say that's going to stop. You know what I mean? Like no one cared if I woke up and went to work, my man. No one cares if you wake up and go to work. You know what I mean? You're the only person. I actually put a post out. You want to work? I don't care about your problems, and I don't want you to care about mine. I just want you to come to work. That's what I put on there. Yeah, I mean, it's just you got to work, man. You cannot be successful without hard fucking work. It will show. You can't go 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, and then want to all of a sudden be Joey Stax. Because Joey Stax, it took
one of a kind.
8 years now, though, and I still ain't where I want to be. I'm constantly bettering myself, constantly building my mind, my body. Always don't watch TV. Stay away from TV. Stay off of the tablets. You know what I mean? Like no video games. Stacks don't play video games. You know what I mean? No video games, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's what you occupy your time in is what you're going to get back. You know what I mean? So when I have free time, guess what I'm doing? I'm working. I'm working, man. I work. If it's not one company, it's another company. I own a massage clinic. I own a clothing line. I have a YouTube. I have a contracting business. I have another clothing line. I just started another business. I got supplements coming, pre-workout, BCAAs, vitamins. Let's go. So I'm constantly growing, homie. You know what I mean? Wow. And these are coming like months away. You know what I mean? So it's going to be huge, man. And I'll have my own table next year at the American Fit Expo, a Stax Army booth. You know what I mean? And next time I will not get banned. I'll have security with me that can take care of any of my light work. You know what I mean? That way your boy ain't got to pull no blade.
I know what you mean. And Joey, I mean, the big thing is stay consistent, trust the process, love the process. Now, I mean, we are talking with Joey Stax, the CEO, head honcho, and owner of Stax Army. Now, Joey, I mean, you are a busy ass dude, but I like to get my guests out of here with some rapid fire questions. Are
Go
you
ahead.
game, sir?
One more time.
I'd like to get my guests out of here with some rapid fire questions. Are you game?
Yeah, rapid fire questions. Go ahead. Let's shoot.
I don't even know if I should ask this one. No tattoos or no Stax Army?
Wait, what does that mean though?
So, not have a Stax Army or have no tattoos?
I have to pick one or the other?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I have the Stacks Army. I'm cool with the tats.
All right. All right. I thought that would be.
I'm not even done yet, bro. I still got my armpits to do. I got a lot of room.
Wow.
I
All
want
right.
Stacks. No, Stacks Army. He said no tattoos or Stacks Army. So if I pick Stacks Army, I get to keep my tattoos.
So-
What? Oh, fuck it. Stacks Army for sure.
Yeah, I think you meant to say no tattoos.
I'm not worried about no tattoos. Yeah, if I could have my Stacks Army or
There.
tattoos, I would have Stacks Army for
Yes.
sure.
All right. There we go. There we
My
go.
man, sorry about that
No,
confusion.
you're good. You're good. Favorite cheat meal?
Favorite cheat meal? Bro, I cheat all day. Nah, but I stay on my diet too. So probably pizza,
Ooh, yes. Fuck yeah.
pepperoni pizza. Yeah, then burgers. Let's go.
Ooh, burgers and pizza. I fucking love it.
All American, baby. Pizza.
Hey, beast.
That's good.
No
Hell yeah.
pizza or burgers. No pizza / burgers or no prison spread.
Fuck those prison spreads. No, I don't eat none of those. I don't eat none of those anymore. I make them for the YouTube and I'll munch on them that day. But man, those things actually fuck my stomach up rowdy. Now when I eat them, bro, they're horrible. But whatever. When you're in those places, survival. So
That is true.
pizza burgers, baby.
Let's fucking go. The last two are the big ones on the Underdog Talk.
All right, let's
First one, talk like Mike Tyson for the rest of your life or have to box Mike Tyson in his prime.
go. Holy shit. Man, I hate to say this, but I can't be talking like Mike Tyson, bro.
Oh!
So I'd have to be boxing Mike Tyson, I guess. Mike Tyson's voice. Can I bring the blade? Nah, just kidding. Nah, Mike Tyson, I mean, he's a beast, but he was only like 220. You know what I mean? So right now I'm 200. I just have to like get hit in the glove and then fall down. Because I can't have Mike Tyson's voice, man. Sorry.
That would be a damn
I
good.
can't go from Joey Stax's voice, like, what's up, baby? I can't even hit the Mike Tyson note, bro.
That would be a damn good fight. And I mean,
Hell no, that fool would fuck me up. Let's keep it real, Teddy. Come on, man. We're not liars here. If you'd let me train for like another 10 years, then
I was going to give you 6 months, but
6 months. Mike Tyson will, man.
what about this? Current Mike Tyson versus you now.
Holy God. Mike Tyson would still eat me alive, bro. It's Mike Tyson we're talking about.
I respect that. I mean, I don't think
this is one of the most elite boxers in the damn world, let alone nation.
I agree. I don't think anyone can beat him, so I respect the fucking
Of course.
honesty.
Have you seen him at 60 years old still?
He's still a beast.
He will fucking rubber band hook your ass. He looks like a fucking slingshot, bro, when he does a right hook. God dang, it's insane.
He's a scary one. Now, last one is the big one on this show. This is going to decide who Joey Stax is, to be honest with you. Pull-ups or chin-ups?
Pull-ups or chin-ups? Which one do I want to do? I want to do chin-ups. Only because you're talking about inside grip right here, right? Yeah, just because I got big-ass arms, so they're easier. You know what I'm saying? But if we're talking about what I need to be doing, pull-ups for sure. Yeah.
You see, all right, I like that answer. All right. Unfortunately, not all of us have big-ass fucking arms like you, Joey. So
yeah, so I could just hang on there and just get that arm pump like crazy. You know what I mean?
God damn. Joey, it has been such an honor and privilege. I mean, truly one of the most inspirational people that have been on this show. truly also one of the most inspirational people out there. And before we go, I want to give you the floor. I want to give you it to plug your products. I want to give it to you to plug your content. Where can we find that content? What are your codes? The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, guys, if you want to check out the YouTube, go to Joey Stax. That's Stax on YouTube. I got the staxarmy.com website, staxarmy.com. Go check out the merch. I got some new shirts I just dropped that were only exclusive at the Expo, but we happen to have about 400 left over. So those are going to be going out. But yeah, we got supplements coming soon. We got all different types of stuff going on, guys. We're just out here growing. If you want a little bit of motivation, go follow the YouTube channel. Check out the Day in the Life of Stax. If I can do it, you can do it. No excuses, no motherfucking breaks. Wake up every day, strive for success. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody, nobody's perfect, but every day you strive for perfection. You know what I'm saying? You make a mistake, you learn from it, you grow from it, and next thing you know, you're never making that mistake again. And you just saved yourself some money, or you just got yourself another opportunity, or somehow, some way, you got this huge opportunity full of money. And guess what? It was because you did everything right and you deserved it. You kept your head down, you worked your fucking ass off, and God just blesses it with you. He says, here you go. Here you go. You work hard, you do good. This is for you. And honestly, that's how I've gotten so far. And yeah, guys, you want a little bit of motivation? I always could have some more Stax Army out there. So go check out the YouTube, man. Appreciate the love.
I mean, I am talking with an absolute, and as our guy Ryan Lochte says, excuse my French, fucking beast.
Let's go, baby.
Please go check out Joey Stax's content. It is some of the best out there, some of the most real out there as well. Join the Stack Army. Get the clothes. Become part of this army. You will not be disappointed.
Let's go.
Guys, an honor and privilege talking with you,
Appreciate
sir.
you, big dog.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on this video. But until next time, guys, Underdog and Big Motherfucking Dog out.
Let's go.
Hey, Joey.